Hey friends, figured I'd do a quick update on the garden. The okra is doing really well. The rhubarb is doing really well. We are keeping it fenced off from the dogs. They are poisonous to animals, and the leaves are poisonous to humans. So definitely, if you get some rhubarb, make sure you cut the leaves off. Don't leave any on. That way you can enjoy the stalk, and that's all you can have. But these leaves, all these leaves right here, are poisonous. So make sure you don't eat them. Here's the potatoes. I had to use twine to hold it up because it was pulling the bag over just a little bit, and I wanted to make sure that the bag wouldn't tip all the way over. I am just waiting for everything to die off, and I did quit watering so that way when I go to harvest everything will be dry. But this is a test. We'll see if it works or if it doesn't work. If it works, then we know, you and I, that we could do something like this. Here's the raspberry. I've been coming out here and picking the little leaves off of it and drying them out. But you can see I got a lot of raspberries trying to form everywhere, which is good because I can make raspberry jam. There's the water for the animals, mainly for the squirrels and the birds. But you can see, I mean, it's clean. It's going to need cleaned again, but that fountain just keeps the water moving so that way it doesn't turn stagnant on me or the animals, and they can drink fresh water. There's a habanero plant. It's doing okay. It's doing a lot better than what it was earlier. I was a little concerned about it, but it seems to have a comeback. And this is the other habanero. It's doing really well. This is the same spot I had the habanero 2 years ago out here, and it seems to be the best spot for it because this one is just down just a little bit further, and it didn't do as good as this one. There's the jalapenos. They're starting to produce. Right there's one. And then we got flowers. There's another habanero. It's doing okay. I'm not expecting much out of that one. I really didn't want tomato plants this year. Just one sun gold and that was it. So that way my husband could come home and grab some off the vines and eat them like candy. I ended up with this one, and in the back we got some that we can harvest, and a lot of green ones all over the place. And this one is the same type of plant, same tomato plant, and it's also producing very well. This is a different tomato plant. This one is a yellow jubilee. Definitely a bigger tomato than the ones right here. But these little ones, they're just taking over everywhere. You can see right there, there's little tomatoes. Then there's big tomatoes. And then there's more little tomatoes. And we already harvested this morning. And it looks like we're going to have to harvest again. So right here is a berry, a blueberry. And we have some right here that we can harvest. Here we go. Trying to harvest them before the birds do. Nope. Birds are going to get that one. I have found that tomato plants and pepper plants do great in buckets. I like the bushy jalapeno plants. I don't like the tree-like ones because they don't produce as much. Right here's another berry plant. Maybe blackberry. Or blueberry, excuse me. We got another one that's... There's another blueberry plant. It's not doing as good as this other one, but that's okay. I'm enjoying just taking care of them. But you can see I just a little bitty blueberry. They're still good. Look how tall. These things are taller than me. That's my tomato plants. They are definitely taller than me. I'm 5'3", and I bet you those are 8 feet. Another jalapeno. I wasn't going to grow tomatoes other than sun golds, and I wasn't going to do peppers this year. But apparently my husband had other ideas, so he bought 4 jalapenos and 4 habanero plants. And then he bought some tomato plants. This one here actually came out from by the road. And I'm not sure what kind of tomato plant it is, but I think it's going to be one of those bigger ones. So we'll see what it turns out to be. We have lemons. Then we got more lemons. And then my herbs. And this is a volunteer. And I think these are going to be some type of cherry tomato, because the tomatoes are pretty small. And like I said, this was a volunteer as well. This is a tomato plant that I got at Lowe's. And if you remember on the other videos, I told you that I had to cut all the stems back except for the base, and because it was about dead. Well, you can see there, I got 2 of them, and they are producing like crazy. Definitely salads. Here's another jalapeno. I believe that's jalapeno. Might be a habanero. And we're fixing to go into the raised bed area. This area, this raised bed, is mainly for salads. We have spinach, and we have kale, and we have some green beans in the back. I was just trying to utilize every little bit of space I could. We have lettuce. I'm really surprised the lettuce is still doing good because it is pretty hot out. And we have carrots, and we have Swiss chard. And we have some yellow peppers and then green beans in the back, right in here. And I harvest green beans all the time. So this one right here has green beans. It does have a cucumber in the back. You can see over here where it's growing. Right there it is. And then we have dwarf okra. That's what that is, all dwarf okras. And they produce fast. They grew fast and now they're producing fast. I've already harvested a lot. So if you want to do okra, I would suggest dwarf okra. Another cucumber. And then green beans. Onions. More green beans. That's pretty much what's in here. Cucumber, green beans, and onion. Over here, there's more green beans. And I harvested a bunch of it today. And then there's peppers right here. Right in there. And this is my pumpkin and loofah all mixed together. More green beans, watermelon, those funky leaves. I'm not sure if it's going to grow a watermelon or not, but we'll see. It is climbing. The watermelon is. Right there it is, you can see it. And it is climbing up. And then my loofahs are climbing up. And then I got more green beans right there. But if you look at everything, I'm going up. It's a nice little place to be when it's sunny and hot. And it's coming down, and then you see how it's going out like that. So I'll have to train it and bring it back up. My pumpkin plant didn't have the tendrils to grip onto the fence, so I had to come up with a solution. You can use, I use twine and just loosely tie it together, like right there. You can see the twine. And then this one is being stubborn. We keep trying to get it to go into the fencing, and it keeps growing outwards. So I'm just going to let it do its thing, as long as it doesn't crowd out the opening where I can get in. So that's my vegetable garden. And then I have this fence. And then rain gauge. My husband just picked that up for me. It's summertime, so we won't get a lot of rain. And then I have Wandering Jew. And then I have a Purple Queen. And flowers. More flowers. The well. I had to tear it down and clean it really good. Birds get in here as well. And then I have a spider that puts a web every night right in this area. Probably likes the water. And then there's more flowers. There are flowers there. Then I have bird feeders. And then a little sign. And then that purple flower. And then over here, I have my compost right there with the green and black. And then I have My elephant ears. I got the green one and the black one. And they're doing wonderfully right there. They're kind of in the shade. They get like indirect light, and then when it rains, it really rains right there. I mean, lots of water collects. So they're happy. Now, in one of my videos, I said I didn't think my little tropical plant, I can't think of the name of it. It's probably not even tropical. But I couldn't get, I thought that it was dead, but it's coming back. I'm really happy with that. I think a squirrel got into it and dug at it and then just kind of messed it up. But it is coming back. And then on one of my other videos, I had showed where my spider plants almost died. My husband told me to allow them to stay out, and they stayed out all right. It was like get down to 40 degrees. Almost lost them, but we got babies starting on it. And there's the top of the loofah pumpkin combination right there. I'm hoping that that whole area will get covered and become a tunnel. And this is the spider plant that my husband and I helped my daughter design. We got her those expensive Roth bulbs that feeds the water, and the pot, and then the chains, the dirt, and then I gave her a bunch of spider plant starts. We love spoiling our daughter. She needs it, and it makes her happy, and that's all that matters to us. Last night I came out because there was a couple of spots that needed tied up for the pumpkin, and friends, you and I have done it. We are having pumpkins. Right there's one right there, there's one right there, and right there is another one, and there's another one right there, and they are just all over the place. So we're having pumpkins. There is just pumpkins everywhere starting. Alright friends, this is the garden update of 2024, and if you are new here, subscribe, hit that like button if you like the video, leave a comment, suggestions, just say hi, and if you have been here for a while, howdy, 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 I'm glad you're still here. Alright friends, you have a wonderful week.